Welcome back, everybody, to Wassenger Talks. Today, we're doing a deep dive into how automating WhatsApp messages can totally transform a business.
Yeah, should be fun.
We've got a case study, and I think a lot of people are going to relate to this. We're featuring Luis, and he's an e-commerce entrepreneur.
Okay.
I think he ran into a challenge that a lot of people listening have probably experienced themselves.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially like as your business grows, keeping up with all those customer interactions can get really overwhelming.
Right.
Especially on WhatsApp where people kind of expect, that personal touch.
That's where Luis found himself. He was spending hours every day, like manually responding your messages, just like typing and typing and typing.
I can only imagine.
He knew something had to change. So he started looking at ways to automate his WhatsApp communication. And that's how he found Wassenger.
Makes sense. So what were some of the first things he did with it? Like, where did he even begin?
Yeah. What did he implement first?
Well, one of the first things Luis did was set up auto-replies.
Oh, smart.
For frequently asked questions. Think about things like your return policy or shipping details, things that people ask all the time, every single day.
Yeah.
Instead of manually typing out the same response over and over and over again,
Right.
He just created these automated messages.
Oh, nice.
That way customers would instantly get the information they needed.
That makes total sense, and it's efficient, right?
Exactly.
And you're making sure that customers feel heard, even when you can't get back to them right away.
Exactly.
So, did this have a big impact on his business? Can you actually see a difference when you do this?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about it. Automating those FAQs, it freed up so much of Luis's time.
Yeah.
But it also massively improved his response times. I mean, he was able to get back to customers almost instantly.
Right.
Which, let's face it, it's so important these days. People expect quick answers.
Absolutely.
It's the faster the better in this world.
Yeah. So I bet that really improved customer satisfaction. Did he do anything else?
He did. Another game changer for him was message scheduling.
Interesting.
So he realized a lot of the communication that he was doing, it was sending order updates, reminders, follow-up messages, but they all needed to go out at very specific times.
Right.
With Wassenger, he could schedule those messages in advance.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
So he could ensure that customers were getting that communication, even when he wasn't available to be physically sitting there and hitting send.
Yeah, that's huge. So he was able to maintain that consistent communication without being glued to his phone 24/7. That's good for work-life balance too.
Absolutely. And it's essential. I mean, you can't be on call all the time.
Yeah. So what about his team? Did they benefit from all of this too?
That's a great question. As his team grew, he started using Wassenger's multi-agent chat feature.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this allowed the whole team to work together seamlessly right within WhatsApp, which meant that, every message was being addressed quickly and no customer was left hanging, no more messages slipping through the cracks.
So it's kind of like having a safety net there,
Yeah,
right? You know that everything's going to be addressed. Brilliant.
It streamlines everything.
It really does. And I imagine that level of responsiveness was good for customer relationships too.
Oh, for sure.
Probably helped with sales as well.
Absolutely. Luis actually saw a huge jump in sales, around 35%.
Wow.
And it was largely because he wasn't missing out on leads anymore.
Yeah, no more lost opportunities.
Yeah, and he wasn't losing customers because of slow response times. I mean, faster responses, happier customers, more closed deals.
It's crazy how something that seems so simple can have such a big impact across the whole business.
Yeah, it really shows you the power of automation. But Luis didn't stop there. He also started using WhatsApp campaigns. Have you heard of this?
I'm not sure, actually. Fill me in.
So this lets him send promotions and updates to all of his customers, his whole customer base. It's basically using WhatsApp as a marketing channel.
Gotcha.
So he can reach a lot of people with very targeted messaging.
Smart. That's a really good way to engage with customers, especially in a platform that they're already using.
Exactly.
So it sounds like overall, Luis went from being totally swamped with messages to having this system that not only helped him manage everything, but also use it to grow his business.
Yeah, precisely. And maybe the best thing for Luis was all the time he got back. He was no longer spending hours and hours just responding to messages.
Yeah.
He could finally focus on the stuff that was really important, like strategic tasks, product development, things that actually move the needle.
So instead of just being reactive, he can be proactive.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's such a great example of how the right tools can free you up to do what you're actually good at.
Totally agree.
So for all the business owners out there who are juggling a million things, I think Luis's story is a great reason to look at automation.
Oh, yeah.
It can transform the way you communicate, and it might even transform your whole business.
I would agree with that.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Wassenger Talks.